Vacation rentals aren't really doing well right now for some unexplainable reason. I don't know.
Yeah, they ain't going to recover either. Eh? Like, people are going to be spooked. Like, I kind of intend to keep
I don't know.
traveling. I'm very much in a mind that when these borders open, that I won't actually go back to Australia. That I'll just keep traveling. I'll have to check out the logistics of it, but it's what I intend if I can. But I don't think that that's a very common attitude, and I imagine that the vast majority of people are going to stay the fuck away from travel for the rest of the year.
I think a lot of people are going to take a lot of domestic vacations. They're going to go to the beach or to the mountains or, someplace close. They aren't going to travel. They aren't going to do major travel, but, like, people are freaking stir crazy right now. They're going to want to get out. So once, all the bans, like, the biggest problem we're running into is we can't operate any short-term rentals in California, Florida, most of Oregon, Washington, like everywhere we have major holdings, like we can't operate. All short-term housing has been shut down. So, like, once that opens and people are able to take, a week-long vacation at the beach again, everyone's going to want to get out of their house. We still have people who are trying to, like, go where they can right now because they're freaking stir crazy. They're tired of being, and a lot of these people are people who live in the city, like a family in a small 2-bedroom apartment, or
they're used to activity and socializing.
Yeah, they're used to activity, and sometimes they just may want some more space than the housing they have to live in because they live in the city and that's what they can afford. Versus, like, hey, I can splurge for a week at the coast, which is a ways away from my job, but I'm on vacation, so I don't have to actually go to the job, so I can have this nicer, bigger. That all makes sense. So it's like we're just kind of in a holding pattern until that boom.
Yeah, I agree with that. Where there'll be a huge spike in domestic travel, at least in the United States, just because we're so big and there's just so many places to see. And that people not having the option to do something makes them want to do it even more. So I think
because that's America.
Exactly. It's even just like human nature. Like, you tell someone they can't do something, and they're like, "Well, fuck! Now I really want to do that thing."
Right.
Yep.
Like, you see all those pictures of spring break down in Florida. In the United States, the beaches are still packed, even though, like, Jesus Christ.
Are there still people on the beaches in America?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
In Florida, definitely, or probably everywhere.
They shut down Bondi Beach in Australia finally, only a couple of days ago. But I'm sure it's the same in Australia. Like, they'd be ignoring the edicts as well. I'm positive.
Depends on where.
The South is gonna get hit hard pretty soon.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, they are.
Especially the Gulf Coast, like they're about to rock.
Do know South Carolina, all their public beaches have been shut down, but any private beaches, which includes rental, are freaking still open.
My dumbass stepmom just had a deck party because they just had a deck built, and I was just like, "Yeah, that's cool," because I live with them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the Western world hasn't had a pandemic, right? Like, the Spanish flu was a long fucking time ago. And
that's like 100 years ago.
Yeah, right. And it was in the middle of a much bigger crisis anyway that we all do remember. So, but the Asian experience, you've got MERS, the Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome, SARS, of course, Sudden Arrest Respiratory Syndrome, fucking the chicken flu, the swine flu. These East Asians, they've had a long time to get used to pandemics or epidemics rather. So I just don't think that the reality's dawned on the West. I don't know how much you guys know about math, but I'm confident that you understand the concept of an exponential number, right? They're just a number that doubles and then doubles again and then doubles and doubles and doubles and doubles and doubles. And the mathematics of exponential numbers are they're simple to grasp, but they're very hard to understand. Or rather very hard to visualize. Like our brain works in linear fashion, and for us to understand something logarithmically, to understand something exponentially is it's very difficult to conceive, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah. I heard things got a little interesting in the Philippines the other day.
Yeah, which day? Every fucking day, man, is interesting.
When the president said he was going to shoot civilians if they protest the curfews.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There's more to that. Like our media picks and chooses, as all media does. But the fundamental was that like a dictatorship. But we have people who wish we had a dictatorship. I've had a lot of ex-girlfriends who've told me that the best days of the Philippines were when it was under Marcos, the dictator. Anyway, they've got this dude Duterte now, and Duterte is pretty much a hard motherfucker, basically a mafia leader in a way. He's a pretty good guy though in his own way, but he fucking hates communists because they all hate communists over here, and he said that basically if the communists try to use this as a way to stir up the common folk and create trouble for the government, if the police are in any danger, then the police are allowed to shoot them. Which is basically the same thing that happens in every other country. It's just that we don't actually go out and say it. Like you try to start shit with the fucking American cops, and what's going to happen?
You don't have to try to start shit with American cops.
Exactly right. So like while what he said is headline grabbing and it made international news, it's absolutely no different whatsoever from every other fucking government on the planet. It's just that he's got the balls to say it.
Yeah.
So I don't support what he said. I mean, the concept for me of firing upon protesters is the very destruction of civilization. But every government does it. And that's why I hate all the fucking governments, because they would all do this. It's just that most of them pretend that they wouldn't.
Yeah. One of my friends is still living over there, and I just heard her talk about it. I was like, wait, what?
Is she pro Duterte?
She doesn't talk about politics.
Right.
It sounds like it maybe, but I'm not sure for sure.
It's got like an 80% approval rating. Hey, 75, 80%. It's phenomenally high, and it's not manipulated. It's genuinely that high. It's incredible. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just a different mindset. Hey.
Yeah, and I'm not familiar with the Philippines at all, but don't they have sort of like a really like macho culture?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Like, very patriarchal. It's not like women know their place, but rather that men and women still have those fundamental differences which we had in the 20th century. Females are feminized and males are masculine. Like, there's plenty of transsexuals over here, plenty. Transgender people, forgive the ignorance of my wording. But like transgender over here has been an accepted part of society forever. They've never really had the discrimination against transgender people that the West is now famous for. But on the other hand, they're transgenders, like they're homosexual men are very feminine, right? Like there's not a lot of bears over here.
I see what you mean. So like there's not like when it comes to like there's a lot of I guess open transgender people, but not a lot of open like gay men or
something like that.
Yeah.
Like beauty pageants are a big thing over here. And that, I think, should show you just how sexist they are, right? Because, like, they judge beauty. But anyway, beauty pageants are still a big thing over here. But so are gay beauty pageants. Miss Gay happens in basically every barangay, every little suburb. Yeah, like, I I don't know many gay people in Australia, but I know fucking dozens of gays over here. Because they come and have lunch with me, because that's just who they are.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting culture.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's got mostly like America, a lot of Spanish and Mexican sort of style influence, but they're still their own people at the end of the day. All right. Well,
Yang's almost still here. I think we're missing Tim.
He's here, but he hates politics, so I'm pretty sure it's here. So, for those of you who've been here for the past 20 minutes or half an hour or so, you'll see that I drop out pretty frequently, but also comes back pretty quickly. It doesn't seem to be a lot of interference. It seems to be a good, solid transmission that drops out constantly. So, to be prepared for that, and I get hugely frustrated. I got very frustrated yesterday. But at least it's clear. The clarity is very much there. So I feel like it's an improvement, even though I'm dropping out more often.
Sounds good.
Let's kick some ass.
Let's try to
Let's slay a demon.
negotiate and talk.
Indeed.
Are you willing to submit to Tiamat?
Do you have a pamphlet I could read?
Oh yes, I have 12.
I use prestidigitation to make one.
Hooray.
A pamphlet would be a handheld item, would it?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
My Lathander Day Saint does that.
Lathander Day Saint.
Lathander Day Saint. That is incredible.
Oh, shit.
Kill that character out on a less serious campaign at some point. Like, I was going to bring him out for the Dales. That's going to start up. But, people want to get a little more serious, and that's fine. I'll play something that can be a little more serious. Less goofy. I was listening to way too much of the Book of Mormon soundtrack when I came up with that kind of character.
Wait, what?
The Book of Mormon soundtrack?
Like, as in the parody one or the real one?
The Broadway musical written by the guys who do
South
Park. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, the parody one. Okay.
My cleric in the other Descendant of Avernus campaign I'm a part of is actually a Lathander cleric.
Oh yeah, it just fit too well for the cleric part because he sings in the temple choir. But anyways, I'm sidetracking everything. Let's get to the game.
Well, Tim's not here, and I'd like to give him a couple of minutes to try to join. But we can at least set the scene. We are in the beautiful, fair town of Idle Glen, where nothing exciting ever really happens, except the occasional Noel invasion followed by a demonic apocalypse. We are dominating this demonic apocalypse. We have killed Balguras and giant hyenas and Hezrus and Mariliths, and now we're facing the big daddy of all, a literal demon prince, a demon prince who cannot possibly be defeated by mere mortals, particularly not at our low level. It's just statistically impossible. Dungeons & Dragons challenge rating system tells us so. So you might as well just give up.
They didn't factor green into the equation.
No one factors green into the equation.
That's right. That's what we do, me. Green, Grumsh, Gorum, they're all the same thing. They're just translations of the same word. Alright. I'll give him one more minute, then we'll get started. The buildings are burning. Most of the people have securely locked themselves inside the temple, which stands in the shadow of a 30-foot tall statue, marble statue of Zariel. And occasionally you're getting telepathic messages from a deep, resounding, melodic voice, which seems somehow familiar and yet also completely new. The fires are burning, and we shall begin. Garuknul, the Maralith, is dead. I believe all of the gnolls are likewise dead. So I guess it's unique, Kuska.
Oh joy.
Yeah, let's see what he can do. I'm pretty sure that he is best off just making his multi-attack, and I'm pretty sure he is also best off just focusing on whoever is weakest and using probably just about all of his attacks on that person. Gorum looks to be particularly vulnerable. I expect Gorum was also raging and reckless. Would that be a fair assumption?
That was correct. However, my rage has ended, so...
Oof.
The multi-attack begins. Let's see. Extra damage, paralyzed, or confusion. We'll go with the paralysis blow first. So, first attack. There's a 30 hit. Or 34. 34? 34 is going to do it?
Yep.
Alright. Make a DC 17 Constitution saving.
DC 17?
It is DC 17.
Nice.
Alright.
You are not paralyzed. However, he then hits you again. The 27 hit.
It will.
Alright. 20, but that's not all. He's going to add an extra 2d2 bludgeoning damage to that. 2d12.
2d12.
How's that?
I will drop to 1 and use my half-orcs. What's it called?
Relentless endurance.
Relentless endurance. That is correct. I can't remember what it's called. So
He
I'll
makes,
drop to one
he
hit.
makes a third attack. He attacks Gorum.
Get at me. And that's gonna hit.
How's it looking?
I will drop to 1, but hang on. I was able to get a... Uh-oh. Never mind. I am at 0.
Gorum has been slain. You may enter the initiative roll of Eagle.
I am already in the initiative roll.
So you are. You're coming up soon. Alright. Valgura is dead. So is Gorum. Tilly.
Hooray.
One of them isn't going to hit.
Oh, those are both with advantage
Ah, excellent.
from Pack Tactics.
Alright, one of them is going to hit.
Okay.
Alright. Enoku turns his attention towards Tilly next.
Bring it!
But Not before he takes a legendary action to swat away Gorham.
That is just so mean.
Fuck yeah. You fail the strength saving throw. It makes a flail attack. Here we go. So here we go. Bam. 27. 2 failed death saves, and you are knocked how far away?
15
Says
feet into the
15
fucking
feet.
fire.
Into the fire. You are now burning. You are almost certainly.
That's a good thing, though, right? Because we can just revive him for free.
It's true. I
Yeah.
do have Revivify.
You don't need to use any resources to bring me back to life. That is correct.
But he'll be brought back to life in the fire, and then he'll take damage again.
And then we
That's fine.
just keep pumping third level spell slots into him. He'll be fine eventually.
So just help. Okay.
It genuinely might work. D&D is not the real life. It genuinely might work. Alright, so that was Tilly. Viva.
Viva will use a bonus action to dash. Fuck! I was too far away. And we'll use his normal action to dash. And that's all I can do. I was like 10 feet short of being able to hit him with Eldritch Blast.
Alright. Close but no cigar.
Fucking
Oh, did he
big-ass
make a
cat
wisdom
is
save
big.
on his turn?
You know who?
Yeah,
For,
Spirit Guardians is still up.
Right.
I rolled 22 damage. So he'll probably take 11. Yeah, he takes 11. But, it's 11
handy.
damage.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's more than 1% of his hit points, so it's handy.
It's an
Nice.
11 HP to a demon prince. I'm sure he won't be angry at. I'm going to stay back here.
Clever boy. Alright, and Canis, you're a hand-to-hand combat with a legend.
Alright. Shit. Yep, and I don't have freaking, Healing Word.
Healing word.
Alright, so I'm just gonna hit.
That's a good idea.
Oh, one
Get him.
second. I'm gonna burn my favorite of the god.
Alright.
Adding 7 to that for a 22 damage.
Your flimsy blow will fall astray, but the gods guide you. Which god guides you?
That is a good question. Like, which god would she serve? Or
Maybe
is
the-
she even aware?
Favorite of the Asmodeus.
There we go.
It's now canon.
Alright, so she hits with the booming blade. And I'm going to burn my last 5th level spell slot on a.
Alright.
Gotta save it for a crit, man.
You don't know my dice. And I
Critical
want
hit or a critical time, because this might be one or the other.
Alright, and he counts as a fiend, correct?
Certainly does.
I would
Alright.
hope so.
Mega
Counts as
fiend.
celestial.
Here we go with the damage.
If anything is gonna fucking count as a fiend, it's gonna be him.
I think so.
51. Between
One is
magic-
good. The demon prince is staggered. It looks like that blow might have struck him in the heart.
Alright.
Tiny little heart. Size of
And
a-
I'm going to burn 2 sorcery points to quicken another booming blade.
Alright.
For 12 is not going to hit. Son of a...
You know who takes a legendary action? He makes a savage act. He savages everyone within 10 feet.
Okay.
We will start with Encarnus.
Yeah, 33 is going to hit. I can't do much about that.
And then Tilly.
That misses.
It does miss. He bites his own tongue, takes a point of damage. And finally credits. Ow!
Wait, this is me?
Yeah, 10 feet away.
Fuck it.
Gorham takes 5 points of fire damage and fails his third death saving throw.
What? That's a bummer. Alright, I'm dead.
Fuck.
Sad.
Gorham, you are invited to fields of endless blood, of a great swamp that never ends, where everything is dead or dying, trampled under the feet of colossal warriors that fight an eternity. Grumsh looks at you. You're late! Get to the front line!
Yes, sir. And he'll grab whatever weapon is closest to him and run towards the front lines. And as soon as he turns his face away from Grumsh, he's gonna shed a little tear. Finally made it.
I'm going to pull you back, kicking and screaming.
I could do something so dickish right now.
Raise him as a zombie.
No. Something even worse than that.
So
I'm not going to. Yeah, Soul Cage. I could just steal his soul. And
You do need a vessel set up specifically for you.
Oh, yeah, of course. I forget about that. Wait, does it? Oh, okay, it does have a material component. It just doesn't say what it is on here.
It's like a tiny silver cage, I think.
Yep.
The Hezru is dead. The Dretchers are dead. Shen, this great demon prince, is floundering. He is exhausted, severely injured, and only mildly satisfied at his murder.
I'm gonna use half my movement, but that doesn't really matter because I have boots of speed.
Brilliant.
Just stand up. I'm gonna walk over and punch him. $21.
21 will get through his failing defenses.
For 20.
Whoa, you have just about knocked Inoku unconscious. So what was your attack? Because it's left him vulnerable and facing certain death.
I'm very woozy as I'm sort of stumbling over, using my quarterstaff to prop myself up. But I materialize my astral arms to do a bit of a slamming motion down on him.
Oh, crunch! And you knock his head down, pavement, bottom jaw connects with stone. Your next attack? Not enough. But that will be the blow
Just 7, actually, never mind, sorry.
that finishes a demon prince.
That wasn't that
Holy
bad.
crap.
Can I run over and try to get Gorham's body?
You run over and take 2 points of fire damage, and you find roast orc, which is like roast pork.
I take 0 damage.
Tasty!
Tasty.
God,
Dragon
it
Bladder.
smells delicious!
Hold on, what's the D12?
I have a reaction to reduce elemental damage
Oh, nice.
by a d12.
Brilliant. No damage at all.
Is that all elemental damage, or is it from specifically?
Acid, cold, fire, lightning, or force.
Okay.
Oh wait, no. Actually, it's a d. Actually, it doesn't matter because it's a lot more than that. Because it's a d10 plus my wisdom and monk level.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because I knew it was like deflect missiles, but for elemental damage. But I wasn't sure if it had to be a spell.
So you pull them out?
Yeah.
Alright. We're out of initiative, I take it, yeah?
You're out of initiative.
Alright, I cast Revivify on them.
Gorum, you feel a pull that wishes to return you to the mortal world. Or, actually, not the immortal world, actually to hell. But you know what I mean, right?
Man, it's a tough decision. Here I am. Killing... I don't remember who Grumps likes to fight. Oh, the goblins.
Elves,
But-
Coralon, I think.
Old people.
At the moment, we are fighting the Aztecs.
Excellent. But, you know, if I've already won enough glory to get here once, if I win even more glory in life, then I'll be at a higher station. So I'll go back to the plane of, or to the hells.
Grumsh is angry. He's always angry. He's like a grumpy dad from the 1950s.
Yeah. I'm afraid of that, but I'll just go back anyway.
Just take out your eye from.
I won't let you down, Dad.
And Candace is there going, clear!
You accidentally went to Krennitz's heaven, just filled with blood and corpses.
I was rushing to try and help Gorum, but then I see them drag him out of the fire and revive him, and I just look down at the corpses near me and I shrug. When in Rome. And I will cast Animate Dead on 2 of the corpses into zombie.
And the dead do roam. The Demon Prince gives, or Demon Prince, Lord? Anyway, the Demon Prince gives one last laugh, one last cackling laugh, as if he finally understands a joke which had eluded him up until this point. And as he does, as he coughs up his final breath and narrows his eyes, he gazes up towards the sky as this beam of brilliant light pierces through the haze, the smoky haze that hangs over Idle Glen. There is an angel. An angel is coming from heaven, and she is riding this tremendously large mastodon, this huge golden mammoth that trumpets her arrival. The angel is beautiful, but has a massive sword of war and a blindfold over her eyes that hide the lies from her eyes. The angel lands up atop the Demon Prince and drives her into it. as if that might somehow help, and utters a spell. The mammoth then charges towards the corpse and headbutts it so hard that it knocks it out of this plane of dimension completely, knocks it through a portal. And the demon prince's corpse goes tumbling back into the abyss. The portal quickly closes behind him, hiding the horrific scenes of nightmares and depravity that can be seen beyond. Thank you, friends. What manner of heroes could you be that you are able to defeat a demon prince, and what level of virtue you must have that you would have the bravery to sacrifice yourselves for this town. I honor you. I honor you and all that you have done here today.
Yes, virtue for a necromancer, a Tiamat worshipper, and
2 Tiamat worshippers.
Come on.
It was all done in the service of self-preservation.
Someone who uses blood magic. Worshipper of Grum.
Yeah, Gorm will just open his, like, as he's laying there, he'll just open his eyes and just shout, "Grumsh!" and then just close them and lay back down again.
I'll look at the angel and be like, what's your name, lovely?
I am Zariel, and this town is Idleglen, a town that is very precious to my heart. I am truly astonished by your martial power, and I can see that that you have saved this town from a great deal of horror.
You're welcome.
Trumpets the giant golden mastodon, picking Tilly up and putting it on its head. You know my name? The mastodon trumpets.
Are you?
Of course I know your name. We've had to suffer through your incessant happiness for the last 2 weeks.
Lulu looks at Azariel, and looks up towards Tilly on its head. You must be mistaken. I have spent the last 2 weeks pursuing demons in the Outlands.
This doesn't make any sense.
I'll ask
Where
when
in
are
hell?
we?
This is just like the memories we were in previously.
Like Mad Magda's visions?
I'm gonna start casting a prayer of healing.
Alright.
It's the only thing I can think of.
Did you say a prayer of healing?
Yeah, it's gonna take
Yeah.
10 minutes, so.
Good idea.
Well, Zariel, we don't know why we're here or how we're here, but we wish to return from where we came from.
I can understand. If you will not stay then for the victory celebrations, I implore you to at least answer my questions. Each of you, each one in turn. I understand that you might fight as a team, but you are individuals, and I should like to know your own hearts. So ponder this and answer me. This demon, Yinoku and his minions, they slaughtered those that I had sworn to protect. I can stop him and others like him, and I can see that you too can. The demon prince Orcus, the demon prince Demogorgon, Jubilex, all of these foul entities can be stopped by the righteous. I might have to give up everything that I stand for, though. I may be able to stem the tides of chaos throughout the plains and save many lives from these demonic terrors, save many souls from the abyss. But I have a heavy heart, for I fear what I might become if I pursue this path. If you were in my place, and you had the chance to turn the tide, if you had the chance to end the demonic threat, would you risk your own soul to save others?
I have risked my own soul to save others.
I just stare blankly at her and say, no.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yes.
Yeah, Gorham will just weakly say yes.
That's what we've been doing.
Honestly, for me, it depends on the reward, and I'll just light a cigar.
And Candace will be kind of stumped by the question. She's never had time to sit down and think past the survival for.
Well, it seems that you've given your answers, and she ponders them. And when she does, she hands out two angelic charms, one to half of you and the other to the other half. You can look in the DMG to see what they do. One's a charm of vitality and one's a charm of restoration. And with your counsel given, she continues to ponder these words. And then Lulu looks around the party, picks off Tilly off her head using her trunk, and looks at her. Wait. I remember! I remember! And the vision ends. With a flash of light, you are all brought back to the Bleeding Citadel. In front of you is a gleaming sword, a huge two-handed blade, the sword of Zarya.
Finally. To finally have it within our grasp.
I'll run right for the sword still.
Alright. Tilly approaches the sword up on the dais, and Lulu, in her tremendous mammoth state, says to you, I remember everything now. I remember. The Idle Glen was the final straw. Zariel, her wrath was great, and she was determined to pursue those fiends. They fled to Avernus, of all places. But the evil there proved too much for us. The Hell Riders, the Celestials, Zariel herself, were all defeated. The evil was too much. Yet we had a savior, Asmodeus. Asmodeus came personally, in the flesh, appeared before us and promised Zariel legions, infernal legions beyond number, to help her win the blood war, end the conflict once and for all. But the price was fealty. She would have to serve Asmodeus for all time. And she accepted. My best friend, my inspiration, my general, became an archdevil. But not before we took her sword, hoping to redeem her one day. I gave up my magic and my memories, and my ally, Yael, gave her life to construct this place and protect the sword. And at that point, a ghost appears, wearing the armor of the Hell Riders, tall and strong but ethereal, and she says, "You have faced many trials to claim the Sword of Zariel, and I am sorry to say that there remains one more to face." She gestures towards an inscription on the dais, and she reads the words that are written there. "The hero who becomes one with this blade exists no longer. Whoever is brave enough to claim the Sword of Zariel will be destroyed eternally. Who of you has the courage to take this blade and lose your soul forever?"
I do. Forward.
Ebel and Tilly both move forward.
How can one claim the sword and not own it?
Questioning is not a mark of courage or faith.
I just sneer at the ghost.
And Canis was going to step forward too.
And Canis also steps forward, and the three of you look at each. Do you look at each other greedily with hostility? Does someone want to take it?
Veeble dives forward for it.
Veeble dives for it. Tilly dives for it. And Canis?
I kind of just more stroll towards it.
Alright, the battle becomes between you two. I guess the way it starts is we make opposed athletics rolls, and whoever loses can then decide whether they attack or not. Oh no!
I mean, I have a -1, so
I'm gonna begin charging a spell as well.
Alright.
I'm going to take a step back.
By Tiamat Tilly, the Dark Elf has got it.
and no, Veeble is not going to attack. He's just going to grab it and bonus action disengage or whatever he has to do.
At that point, can I release my spell?
Sure. Does Tilly attack Veeble?
Yeah, I'm gonna lightning lure. Pull him
Let's
back.
roll for initiative.
Okay. What is this end? No.
Oh, there's so many bad rolls. That's hilarious.
You know
Tilly
what?
does
Does everyone roll for initiative?
If
I'm
you want.
going to use my inspiration.
All right. Tilly, he has stolen the blade. Is he true to Tiamat, or is this opportunism going to be disastrous for our cult?
Oh, he's the worst. He's not even a dragon.
Not even a dragon.
Lure on him.
He's an elf, which is about like an opposite dragon.
Exactly.
What's the DC? What's the DC for your lightning?
Should
one?
be 14 or 16. C16.
The 11 will not hit. Oh no, wait. This one is not an attack. Is it?
It's not a
Okay.
attack.
I was confused.
I know it's not set up right.
All right, you drag me closer.
And zap you with light of a blue dragon.
This is not how it's meant to be, says Lillard. Alright.
That's it for me.
Read it.
Alright. So I was aiming my spell at Veeble, but then I see what's happened and I redirect my spell to Tilly as I cast Disintegrate.
Oh my god!
Oh shit.
Whoa. Is that a save?
I think it's a con save.
Dex
It
Dex.
is
It's
Dex,
Dex.
is it?
Dex save.
Dex save. What's the DC?
for half.
DC is 17.
I will
Oh,
use
shit.
inspiration.
Alright.
Oh.
Oh my god! Halfling luck given to a kobold.
Yes.
Would that have reduced you to 0?
74 divided by 2, what's that?
No, I mean,
It's a save or nothing for
It-
this.
Yeah, it's save or nothing, so
oh, yeah,
you don't
I only
take.
have
That would have killed.
Don't you know Tilly's
And
immortal?
I can't res you when you die.
Cool.
I will use the remaining of my movement to move towards the dice.
Alright, you are now standing on the die.
Does one of them like have the sword in their hands, or like?
Veeble.
You know what? Screw this. Gorham will like just limp over there and use his bonus action to rage and just scream, "Enough of this! Give that to me!" And
I don't care who started it, I'm ending it!
and I'll make an athletics check just to take the sword from Veeble and
Can I do acrobatics to avoid?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, now that the sword's being grabbed, you.
since I raged, I'll have advantage.
Brilliant.
I don't know how my aura works if I get to choose who gets it.
Yeah,
Because
it's
I'm
an ally
plus
thing.
4.
I assumed that.
It's
Yeah, I'll get it to go on
that's-
to the plus 4.
that's only for that's only for saves for your aura.
Yeah, only
Oh,
for
only
saves.
for saves, yeah.
I think this is
Yeah,
contested,
yeah, not skill
contested skill checks. Alright, here comes the athletics. 25.
That's how I go to the defender.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Ah.
yeah. You set the DC, and the acrobatics check defeats the DC. All right, so you're giving it all you've got. You rip off all of his clothes. He's practically naked now, but he's got the sword.
Oh, wow.
Veeble is just going to look down at Tilly, shake his head, and Misty Step.
Oh no. So like,
I
are you right now?
counterspell the Misty stuff.
What is going on?
Oh no.
All right. Well, in that case,
Just to be a bit of a shithead.
Alright.
so
Yeah,
quick question for you.
sure.
Since that bonus action spell, would that still count as me casting a spell?
Right, it does,
So-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. All right. He'll throw it in his handy haversack.
Okay, done.
Well, like, unless there's like, is there anything I can do with the sword other than just attack with it?
There is one thing you could do with it.
What's that?
You could attune to it.
Doesn't
Oh,
that
boy.
take time?
It should, but it doesn't. This is
Fuck
a
yeah, I'll
very...
attune to it.
Alright. You attune to the sword immediately, and you are destroyed. Utterly. You are completely annihilated. But you are also reborn. You are transformed, Beeble Bainar, into the celestial, heavenly, idealized version of yourself. You are blessed with otherworldly beauty, and you have heaven in your heart. Your alignment becomes lawful good. You are an angel.
So in this campaign, I've gone from chaotic neutral to chaotic evil to lawful good. It's fucking alignment ping pong.
Look, attunement by a creature the sword deems worthy. The sword deems him.
I mean, does it deem any of us really worthy?
It looks at the rest of the options and goes, fuck
Necromancer,
it, why
drug addict, Tiamat,
Hey, I'm
worshiper.
chaotic good. I'm chaotic good. I don't think I've intentionally harmed anyone who's innocent. All my
Right.
evil... I've never really done anything evil, particularly.
I've
Everything I've done has been
remained
for a
on the
good
lines
cause.
the whole time.
So, is Vabel still in the complex here?
Yeah, heavenly
we all
people
see this
stand
happen?
before you. That's right. He turns into.
I'm filled with rage. That power was meant to be mine! And I will cast Innovate on him.
All right.
What the hell?
What?
Hmm.
All right. Ooh, dex save. You know what? I'll use my inspiration.
God damn you guys.
Yup.
I siphon a little bit, and then I guess I see that it's not holding. And I try and find the exit to this place.
You will have to burrow your way back out of the sky.
So what does a lawful good Veeble think of our party?
Lawful good Veeble. We'll probably look at everything. We've all come here for selfish reasons, for our own causes, and for others that we follow. But in the end, we all were still fighting to free the town. And that should still be our goal. That was our agreement. So long as you hold true to that, I hold true to you.
Well, I can't say I appreciate how you took the sword, Veeble, but I can appreciate your words now. So, I'm with you.
Garl will just like cough a little bit and spit out some blood and just look at Veeble and say, fine.
I'm more wondering what the fuck Tilly is doing.
Yeah, I don't know either. So now she's like super pissed at you because you betrayed Tiamat.
Did I?
Yeah.
Lawful good now. There's no way you're gonna still be a follower of Tiamat.
Doesn't mean I can't hold to my oaths that I made.
I don't know.
So what next?
Well, I mean, essentially what he'll do is he'll look at... It would be a shame for your mistress... Oh, there goes Arctic. to lose a follower like you. And he will reach down and take the dragon-headed dagger and toss it.
Fine.
And
He won't
he'll
murder you yet.
he will say one other thing, just kind of lean down and whisper it. And if Zariel leaves her throne, that would leave an empty place within hell, would it not?
What do you plan to do with the sword now that you have it?
What it was meant for. Freeing Zariel.
Do you even know what that means?
Nope, he says with a bit of a smile.
Well, if you're not going to kill us, then are you going to help us?
Of course. We entered this place together, to work together towards a purpose. I will not betray that now. We've all done terrible things. Zariel herself did terrible things. It does not mean any of us are beyond redemption.
And do you think the sword can free the city? As well as free Zariel?
I don't know if the fruit sword can free the city, but I am certain Zariel can.
I wish I stayed with Grumsh.
Make you feel better, I could send you back.
And die at the hands of an elf? Never.
Well,
I have a feeling you'll get your chance yet, Garm. Second chance, as it were.
He'll just lower himself back down. He's just like covered in, I guess, open wounds and burns, and he'll just sit on the ground and pout.
I'm gonna sit next to him, just pout as well.
I pout next to him as well.
you pout so hard that you go up a level.
Hey.
Oh god. Oh sweet, it's only got 2 minor beneficial. It doesn't have the bad yet.
Well,
Oh, God.
Is the ghost
God,
still
it's sentient.
The ghost is still there, and so is Lulu. Lulu says, we can use this sword to try to redeem Zariel. When you are ready, let us go. I think I know where she can be found.
that vision, or whatever it was, echo of the past, took quite a lot out of us. Perhaps we could have some time to rest before we end this all.
You are safe here, says the ghost, Yael. I will protect you, and I shall burn the scab away, and make this place holy again. Rest now, dear Krenitz, and she touches you under the chin the way your mother sometimes did.
I don't fight against it, but as soon as she's done touching me, you know that annoying feeling you get when someone's just touched you somewhere and you just want to wipe it away?
Oh yeah.
do we feel about a long rest?
You do. You get your long rest. You're able to level up, and it becomes quite ambiguous from here. It's yours. Whatever happens next is entirely up to the two to decide. You could leave the plane of existence if you wanted to.
I'm going back home. This place sucks.
Is the whole multiverse show now?
No. I
No?
haven't changed anything.
Right, we still have to free freaking Ultra, don't we?
How will we do that if we plan to do that?
Well,
Sacrifice
Do I have to cut through the chain?
Yeah, actually, we could try cutting the chains with the sword. Maybe we could find. Lulu remembers now, right? And she's a mastodon now.
A flying mastodon.
We could maybe ask her where Zariel is likely to be and try and do as described, redeem her, whatever that means.
Do we really want to find an archdouble, though, that's currently under the control of Asmodeus?
I mean, we just killed a demon prince. What's the difference?
How hard can it be?
And now we have an angel on our side. And a giant elephant.
And
That
Gorum.
can fly. And Gorum.
The thing is, like, the whole city is here based on a contract, and unless we null and void that contract, I don't think the city itself is going to be saved just by cutting chains. So if that's our goal, then we probably do have to talk to Zariel.
What does Lulu have to say?
Lulu wants Zariel to be redeemed. That's her modus operandi, and it's all that she really cares about. But you guys are right, there are other priorities as well, freeing Elturel, but also dealing with the companion, whatever that means. So I guess from Lulu's point of view, there are 3 objectives, 4 if you count finding Zariel in the first place.
From when we arrived, what did the companion actually look like? Because in a picture it looks like a black hole, but is it still like a solid thing?
We haven't seen it up close, so I guess we don't know. Yeah. It's a sphere that radiates all types of arcane energies that are very destructive.
Well, I think perhaps talking to Zariel is the best option. If we can convince her to do something about the city, then perhaps we can all go home.
Fine. Where is she?
Where do we think we might find her now that the end times are upon us?
Right here?
She'd most likely be looking over her asset, wouldn't she? The city itself?
I think it should be the first place we look.
Maybe if we just begin cutting the chains ourselves, she'll come to us.
That's a good idea.
Very proactive.
Do all angels sound so placative?
Oh no, we have our own opinions and demeanors.
Well, people, what do you think? Do we even call you that still?
I can't ever just say Lulu.
No, I'm talking to Babel.
Oh, right.
I'm still me. Ultimately.
I'm not so sure about that. Well, you wield the sword. You hold the biggest sway here, and you could probably kill any one of us that disagrees.
Why would I do that?
Because you have power, and that's what you do when you have power. You
No,
excise it.
He's a pussy now. He can't do it.
Harsh but fair.
Somebody took his balls!
Yeah. That's what the sword did.
It's a pretty brutal attunement process.
Fuck. God. Well, we can.
I all feel like we're like talking shit to what is equivocally like a plane tongue.
And like an elven planetarian, in some ways, yeah.
I don't think.
At
Yeah,
least in appearance.
in appearance. Yeah. I don't think you didn't gain any like hit points or armor class or anything from that, right? It was just you could probably smite us if you wanted to.
Well,
He's
lawful
20
good
charisma
wouldn't
now.
create
Or
crimes,
would you
right?
be
Yeah.
closer to like a Deva?
He can fly.
I can find
Yeah, he's got wings.
Yes, true
90
sight.
fit. Wow.
I know.
I should have quick cast a mage hand to grab it.
Something tells me it weighs more than 5 pounds.
It's 10 pounds for mage hand.
Alright.
And I kind of wish Gorham got it. I would love to see lawful good Gorham.
That would have been.
I want to bring Tilly back to lawful good. Go back to
By the
Falcon
way-
Bahamut.
Tilly, you understand, no hard feelings, right?
What do you mean?
Never mind.
You didn't take the sword from me.
Right, and, I tried to hit Feeble with the disintegrate, but good thing I missed both of you, right?
Oh, you did? I didn't even notice.
Somehow that makes it worse.
Can we ask the
Makes
sword
sense.
itself where Zariel is, since it's sentient?
It says it can only communicate through emotions.
Fuck.
Happy for left, sad for right. Let's go.
Just hot or cold?
Yeah, I think we might as well. If Lulu knows where she might, we might as well try finding this. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
honestly, I have no idea how to solve any of the other problems. Like, we might be able to break the chain, but that doesn't mean we can bring it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, maybe
Yeah.
if we start breaking the chains, then Zariel might just appear. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping for.
I think
And
that's
then-
the best bet. Yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe she'll reason, or will reason with her. I guess it's the other way around.
I could be completely wrong, but breaking chains isn't just gonna void a contract.
No, I don't think
It'll
so either.
probably stop the city from being dragged into the river, but probably won't do more than that. And we need to see what this companion actually is. Maybe we can do something with that.
We've got a plan.
Alright. If you've got a plan, it's time to enact it.
We're gonna head towards Altero and start breaking those chains.
Okay.
Woo.
You fly on your mammoth companion or ride on your. I guess lawful good people probably can't ride on Devil's Rides anymore because it uses soul energy. That's bad for the environment.
Oh yeah. Getting rid of the fucking soul coins I have, by the way.
Yeah, no doubt.
Give
Or
credit.
I'll
to
carry
20.
those.
I got 21, so have fun.
Oh wow.
God damn.
I'm surprised
that
you
means
didn't-
I have 33 soul coins.
I was gonna say I'm surprised you didn't release them, Beeble, but I'm not gonna change your mind.
When you
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Too late.
it's Probably.
when you
No,
look
no
at
take
some-
backs.
no take backs. When you look at some of the coins that you've been given credits, you see that I don't know if you were even there back then, but one of them has the face of Duke Van Thamper.
Oh.
Ah!
I immediately use all charges of it to gain temporary hit points.
You just burn it to the high.
Beeble's like going through all his stuff. He'll like give away the vials of demon or devil ichor. As he's going through everything, he finds the deck of pornographic Seldarian playing cards.
Oh no, that's hard.
You're going through your pocket and you're like, what kind of person was I?
Oh yeah, the best kind of person.
Oh man, I'm gonna feel like that when I go through my browser history like one day. Like, oh man, oh.
Like there's a lot of stuff that has changed about him, but there's a lot of things that haven't.
Same old people.
Oh, also, I'm going to fill a contingency spell with Resilient Sphere if I hit 0 hit points. Or 1 hit point.
Awesome. You won't be burned to death. If
I'd
you know,
love to plane shift, but I can't.
that would be better. That would be better.
You know, the other option that I was really thinking of that I should have done there when the Misty Step didn't work, I should have used gaseous form. Because I have a potion of gaseous form. Can't counterspell that.
No, but to dispel magic.
Yeah.
That's true.
And you're super slow.
Yeah.
That's also
Gaseous-
very
And
true.
you can still take damage. Well,
It gets my vote for the worst spell in 5th edition, gaseous form.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Used to
Okay,
be so good.
with contingency, I need to specify what triggers it. So, if I take lethal damage, or if I would take lethal damage, I get Resilient Sphere.
If you are reduced to 0 hit points, that's a good mechanical one.
Does that take effect though? Because it would just cast sphere around myself while I'm dead.
Yes.
Question mark?
Yeah. Oh, you can't. You can't like say it. If I am about to take damage, it can only happen after the damage has been taken.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you can't.
have it
You can't
triggered.
contingent. Yeah, you can't contingency. Yes, you could contingency an anti-magic field or something, but I don't. Yeah, basically, I don't think contingency works like that. When it more or less sends your corpse to a predetermined location, and then it's up to someone else to revive that corpse.
Okay.
Yeah, you could say like when I drop below 20 hit points or something.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
It would require some material components. Is there a chance that we can go to the Emporium before all of this?
It's up to you. It's entirely up to the party.
It depends if we find it.
True that too. Yeah.
I have the compass.
Yeah, good point. Good point. The answer is yes, you are able to find it and you are able to go there. It's just a matter of,
I'll leave it
consensus.
up to a group decision because I don't want to, detract from the story just to be able to cast Ace.
I'd say let's just get her done. Drive right towards El Toril and start
Cool.
blasting those chains.
Yeah, I'll just
Just
pick a
can't
different
fade one
spell
or
that
the other.
makes more sense.
All right. So, we head towards El Terrell. And the scene that we discover is truly apocalyptic. The Blood War has reached its pinnacle here at the River Styx. El Terrell is hanging above you, or hanging above the River Styx rather. The iron spikes that anchor the city have almost dragged it into the water. The bottom of the stone of the mountain that El Terrell sits on is submerged, and in effect, that river which divided the two parts that are spanned by the bridge, the bridges that still stand, has now become a river of blood as the dark black-red waters of the Styx flow through underneath the city of El Terrell. There are hordes of demons that are awaiting the next few hours, and that's all it'll take before El Terrell seems to be pulled beneath the waters. Hordes of demons. They stretch all the way to the horizon, but they also stretch all the way virtually to the borders of the city, where they are engaged in battle. They fly around like gnats, like a swarm of locusts, and there is a fierce battle raging for that final objective. Thousands, tens of thousands of beings are clashing in the shadow of El Terrell. And at the center of the front line, there is a single being. She is wreathed in flame, and she strikes down all the demons that dare to come within her range. Lulu points with her trunk. That's her. That's what she always does. Go where the fighting is fiercest. And even as you watch, you see her dispatch a pair of horned devils and a Glabrizu so that she can turn her full attention to fighting the Baylor, which is the abyssal equivalent of a pit fiend.
Neat.
Well, suppose we should try and get her attention then.
Cut the chains then, elf.
Well, first, as a bonus action, Veeble is going to intensify the sword. Yeah, I'm copying from the PDF. Sorry.
I like how it tries to interpret the letters instead of actually what the letters are.
Yeah. So yeah, he will cast the holy light and yeah, make way towards the nearest chain.
All right.
Do we try and keep up with you?
Yeah, he's gonna, because I know some of you are on Lulu. Those of you who can't fly, since yeah, how are we approaching? That should be a good question, because I don't want to leave everybody behind.
Why don't we all head to one chain first, set up, and then see what happens after the first one breaks?
Yeah, because can we all
If it
fit
breaks.
on them? Other than Beeble, can the rest of us fit on Beeble? There's what?
Can we fit on people?
Yeah.
Sorry, not on Beeble, on Lulu. Can we fit on Lulu?
Pretty much. Like, huge creatures can carry, like, I think 8 medium-sized characters, something like that. And Lulu is particularly powerful, so I don't think it would be a challenge for everyone, to be honest.
Alright, so if we can all ride on fucking Lulu, then I'd say let's do it. Gorham definitely wants to ride a flying mammoth in battle, so...
Yes. Charge!
Alright. You charge the one of the less defended links in the chain. You face a small force of devils. They can't be everywhere at once, and so they're mostly on the front line right now. And a superfluous battle follows, dispatching maybe as many as a dozen bearded devils led by a horned devil. It's the sort of battle that would be over within 1.5 rounds of your arrival, even without the thunderous intervention of a now gargantuan Lulu. So, you stand on the banks of the River Styx. The great iron chains are slightly green. The Praetorian steel that binds them is pulling the city of Elturel down. The mountain is submerged, and you could probably hit some of the burning buildings or ruined buildings with a rock from this distance. This is it. What do we do?
Feeble, you're up.
I'm gonna cast False Life on myself at 4th level.
I'm gonna cast Death Ward on Veeble.
Veeble will nod his thanks and heft the sword in 2 hands and strike at the chain.
All right. It lets out a reverberating ring, and you chip away at the Praetorian steel, but it has no effect on the battle around you. No one really takes much notice.
You will keep going.
You have to hack and hack and hack and make a strength saving throw to see if you've got what it takes.
Oh, you look really tired. Maybe you should give it to me.
She's right, you know. You are tired, and Tilly is particularly strong.
Don't give it to that tiny thing. Let me wield it.
He's right, you know.
Clearly,
While he's doing all this, I'm gonna inject myself with a thing.
Veeble will pause for a moment and look at the sword in his hand. Look at the rest of the group. And yeah, he'll spin it around and hand the hilt towards Tilly.
All right.
I'll grab
Tilly,
it.
the blade is finally yours. All of the power can be yours. You need just a tune.
Yeah, I'll tune.
And you are destroyed. Your soul is reduced to fragments of ash and then ether and then nothing at all. And a new soul is given to you in its place.
Here's a question. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say.
We're just gonna transform our entire party into super angels.
No.
That's my thought.
I like to think, Tilly, that this story is actually the prelude to your next story, and this is how you become Lawful Good Tilly.
I was thinking that I broke my oath to Bahamut, went to Tiamat to get more power, and now I'm going back to Bahamut.
Perfect, even better. The redemption arc is complete.
Can I change my subclass to Redemption Paladin?
Absolutely, I would encourage
it would be perfect because that's what I am right now too.
Let's go.
I got rid of my warlock levels and took paladin.
No, I'm still keeping the warlock level.
Excellent.
But Veeble will look at Tilly. With all of us together, we should be able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And he will gesture. Yep. Pass it to Gorum.
I get in line, I guess.
Chaos is gonna get into this.
Is that how that works? That whoever, like, we just get those abilities and then it's done?
It doesn't say that it ends when your attunement ends.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It transforms you into a new being. So you've got the same name, the same identity. You know what it is? It's Gandalf, right? It's Gandalf when he evolves. He is the same, but he's not the same.
Yeah.
This is lawful good Gandalf, not chaotic.
Neither magic nor divine intervention can reverse this transformation.
Yeah, this is
Love
the real deal.
the irony
Normally,
that
yeah.
everyone fights over the sword, and then when they finally get it, they all become lawful good.
It is pretty.
That's exactly it. Like, Veeble just had that little bit of selfishness still in him, and then like realized, why am I trying to do this by myself?
Why don't we share?
And yeah, we've all seen the power it gives. Now, the most evil thing to do is to take that power and become good.
Exactly.
Not wrong.
That's some Ouroboros shit right there. Snake eating its own tail.
Are we
Garble and
seriously all just lining up to each touch the sword? And
So
become
hold on, do we get all of those benefits?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
Shit.
Garm will take the sword and hold it up above his head and say, I have the power.
And you do. You have the power of God!
Gorum suddenly manifests a lion loincloth.
It did. It did.
But
elf
does
skin
Gorm
underwear
still
turns
fall in
into
Grudge?
lion skin.
That is
That's a
a
good
good
question.
question. I don't see how you could, but it might be possible.
Oh, when I touch the sword, I feel like it would have a very interesting interaction.
It does. It will. So not only it would turn you lawful good, it breaks your bond with Asmodeus, and it replaces it with another entity that I hesitate to elaborate on further, lest it unwind, lest the scales fall from your eyes, and you truly see the universe for how it actually is. But let us just say that you bind with the counterpart to Asmodeus, the other serpent in the Ouroboros.
Wow. I'll change, if I'm allowed, my subclass to Celestial Warlock to better
Absolutely.
reflect that.
Absolutely.
I'm sure Asmodeus is pretty pissed. He brought me back just to not get a return on his investment.
Didn't he?
I mean, if you're gonna end the blood war, then I'm guessing he's getting more than what he ever dreamed he would get.
I don't think
I walk up to Kamali and hold out my hand and expect.
Oh God, here it comes.
Yeah, the one who's going to betray us all.
Yep. We all know it.
Can Incanus grab it first?
Yeah.
Alright. I grab it.
Alright. And finally, you find resolution in your soul. You're no longer conflicted, but a whole person, reborn in the image of the gods.
You can finally.
A
figure out
celestial
what God is,
tiefling.
but- Oh God, no! Have you seen what those look like?
Fucking weird, man.
As I'm watching all of these people that I've traveled with transform, do I get a sense that what they're transforming into is servitude or independence?
I guess that's an insight check. Like, you can certainly see the purification process. There's no doubt that.
Could
that
I
they-
use
yeah.
religion?
Yeah, alright. Okay. Look, they've been turned into celestials. They're no longer humanoids. So, in that way, they kind of are slaves. The slaves to themselves, to their own ideals. But, that is kind of the natural state of things eventually. All mortals will die. And when they die, whatever alignment and whatever decisions they made in life then gets reflected for all of eternity. So these guys are slaves to their own beliefs, but only in the way that all of the dead are. Because they are dead, right? These guys are all dead. But this is them reborn as celestials.
I mean, I've always been interested in religion, but I've been very flippant with it as well. So I guess I'll make my decision when I get the sword.
All
If I get
right.
the sword.
Anyone next?
Yeah, who is next?
Is
I've had
that
my
everyone?
time to pass.
Has
Shen has not,
Nope.
yeah, Shen.
and Billy has not.
I am very hesitant. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm losing myself, essentially. I'm killing myself to become an angel.
I'm losing
Yes.
my religion.
Yeah, that's right. It's a form of suicide. There can be no doubt. Soul suicide.
I'm gonna stay. I'm not gonna grab the sword.
All right. You remain true to yourself, and you look at all these other motherfuckers with contempt. Like, these are the guys you hung around in high school, and they've all gone religious. Like, all of a sudden, it's like everyone. They've all drunk the fucking Kool-Aid, man. You're the only one who's still got your head about you. So you don't smoke. You did not inhale, and you pass on the sword.
I take the sword. Unless Shen hasn't yet, then Shen can.
Shen, have you expressed any desire to?
I will respectfully pass.
Indeed. Under what grounds? Like, why do you pass? You don't have to tell anyone, but tell us.
I just have a different goal and ideals to do. I still have a goal, even though I'm a pretty old man. I still have something I still want to do.
Indeed. You'll get to the grave soon enough. Why hurry things along unnecessarily?
All right.
It's finally mine.
That's what I'm thinking. And I look to everyone, and I look inward, and I attune to the sword.
Credits. Think of all the things that you did wrong in life, and what's left? How can you even build a person out of the good scraps of who you are?
I think I'd be racked with guilt almost immediately.
Look at all these souls in your hands. You feel energy surging through your blood of a soul that you consumed eternally just for a joke, for a kick. Sorry to interrupt.
I guess I cast off the coins and I try to embrace that part of me that tried to ease the passing of those that suffered. Whether that be through cruelty or a quick death, at least I help them pass.
Yeah. Their coins tumble into the river Styx, and perhaps they forget their pain. And what about you? Who are you now?
I think about the gravity of the situation, and I guess I try to become someone that can instill that gravity in other people. I will become a school of the Junomancy, I think it is?
Graviturge.
Graviturge.
Yeah, there's chronoturgy and graviturgy.
Alright.
Good choice, by the way.
I'm gonna bring everyone together in a black hole.
Dude, I love these new personality traits and flaws too, because
Right.
I'm literally just replacing them with the opposite. Like
Right.
before, I had showing superior strength brings honor to Grumsh, and then I replaced it with it is the duty of the strong to protect the weak.
I'm looking at everyone with
Yeah,
like
it's just
horror, like they're
perfect.
literally like killing themselves.
Yeah, literally. It's a science fiction horror. It really is. You know. Hey, everybody, come into this chamber of suicide and emerge as. Like, what the fuck?
Though, to be fair, I think having your soul be destroyed and becoming a celestial is probably better than being Asmodeus' bitch for the rest of eternity.
Or Tiamat's.
Yeah.
Or Grumsh's, honestly.
I think objectively you're right. Unless that's the sort of person you are. Because, you know, some people don't want to go to heaven.
But yeah,
Who's wielding the sword of Zerial?
Krenitz was the last one to have it. But I guess
I think he shares, like we all share. Please be my guest. No, you. No, I couldn't possibly. Why don't you?
I think I
I
pass
would
it
probably
back
get the
to
most out of it.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
no
Because every
offense,
auto-
brother.
Yeah.
But I have the strongest sword arm here, and I respectfully request to wield that sword in battle.
yeah.
I
would say
I
let's get
hear
Zora.
what you're saying, and I understand where you're coming from, and I think you're right. Here, please be my guest. Take the sword.
I hope to honor all of you while I wield this mighty blade.
Oh my god, we've transformed ourselves into 18th century Englishmen. Like, we're all so fucking cool.
I'm loving this so fucking much right now. This
has
is
got-
the
You know the
fucking best.
craziest part? With every one
All
of
I
these,
could-
I can be the exact same character with the new
Like-
personality trait.
Perfect.
It doesn't change a thing.
The sort of fucking assholes that we were like this whole time, and just not even half a session down, 180.
Totally.
This, it's almost like I don't know how close we are to the actual end, but if we're close, then like I think that this is perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Yep.
you all agree.
All right, let's go.
Smash this chain.
All right, Gorm will start hacking away.
What name do you invoke, or what power do you invoke as you call upon this ultimate test of strength?
Bahamut!
Bahamut's a good one, but maybe Tyr or the triad as a whole.
Sure. Suffering and justice and truth in the Avernian way.
Elistray.
Brilliant. Redemption and light is yours. And Bahamut watches over us. Or he knows that the joke is really on Tiamat. That poor you.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna be leaving a hell of a power vacuum. So
We're gonna murder everything.
it's true. Let's go kill Tiamat next.
Yeah.
Yep.
Avengers
Blood-
soundtrack plays.
We are now the Hell Rider.
That's it. The Blood War has a third. Alright, so Gore, make a strength saving throw to see if you've got what it takes to get through this chain of Batorians to you.
Add a +4 to that as well.
Brilliant.
Not a +4, +5 now because I have
Come on.
20 charisma.
That's
Right?
fine.
So that would be a 30.
The power of Bahamut, the power of the Triad, the power of Elistra, they all come together. And as Billy watches on with contempt at these religious nuts, you sever the chain with a single blow. Crunch! Elturel begins to list and fall and tilt, since one of the chains that's hanging it down has now been freed. And you see that a change happens at the front line. Zariel has abandoned the front line and is coming towards us. The demons surge ahead, testing the devil's defenses, but her loyal pit fiend generals hold them at bay for now. The Archduke of Avernus is coming towards us.
Steel yourselves, men.
Come at me! Tiamat will, or Bahamut will protect!
Old habits die hard. I see.
Gimbal is just gonna be standing there unarmed, waiting for her to approach.
Please don't hurt her, says the Hollyphant. She is my friend. Sorry to interrupt.
She is the hope of Elturel. Only
Ron will
as
just
a
be
last
at the
resort.
ready. But he won't attack her when she approaches.
Anyone else?
No. I will wait to strike her till she strikes first.
Uh-huh.
I'll cast Blur as a defensive measure, but that's about it.
Alright. Tremendous beating wings stir up the dust and the ash and the steel, the rust around you, whips up the river Styx, normally turgid and more or less still, but now raging, torrential, spraying droplets all over the bank. The one who was an archangel and became an archdevil lands before you, and as she does, the blade flares into light, glowing brighter, and Lulu bristles a little bit. Zariel watches to see any of your reactions, and she speaks in a voice that is a combination of church bells and grinding gears and the sound of metal scraping against ice, like a discordant harmonica. We meet again at last, my old friend. Hello, Zariel. I bring towards you the saviors of Elturel and the saviors of your soul. Zariel waits. Who are you? And by what right do you seek to deny me my prize? She gestures towards Elturel.
We offer you your true prize. That which you truly fought for. That which you came here for. Salvation.
I need not salvation. I need power. I need forces. I need to stem the tide of chaos in the multiverse and keep the universe pure from its taint.
There is no purity to your actions here. Only your intent.
You have gone too far in your actions. You have let innocent lives be sacrificed for you to win your war.
What you
It is
think?
time to turn back to the light.
It is time to give up your own pride.
You think that I am here for pride? You think that I should turn back to the side of weakness? The side that did nothing in the Blood War? The Celestials would take no part in this violence and would seek to allow others to determine the fate of evil souls. It's the time for this has passed. The time for redemption has passed. I ask that you join me in the Blood War as my allies. I ask you to choose lawful progression over chaos and destruction and wanton cruelty. I ask you to see that this is the only way.
We ask you to choose what is right. You've chosen not the correct path, but the convenient one. You choose a path that simply makes you believe will make your job easier, will allow you to fight better.
You call entering the Blood War convenient? It is convenient to sit on the sidelines and watch over all of the chaos. It is convenient to stand back from the mortal worlds and not interfere directly. Nay, we have been fools to take the sidelines. Angels always watching on without interfering in the lives of mortals. This cannot be any longer. You must see that without direct intervention, the forces of chaos will triumph.
You are there to intervene against those who would intrude upon the material plane, as you've done in the past, as you have failed to do while you are here.
Instead,
Losing yourself in this fight against evil is no victory at all.
You took this
instead. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So you took it upon yourself to fill this role, but you've become the thing that you swore to destroy. You, who wanted to stop souls from being corrupted, are the ones corrupting these souls in Elturel now.
And now, and now you're destroying Elturel as once Idoglen was destroyed.
Perhaps you are right. Perhaps you are right. Lulu, ever were you my wise counselor. Ever were you my true friend. And so I give you all this one chance to leave now. To not interfere in the affairs of hell, in the affairs of the demons and the devils. To withdraw once and for all from the Blood War. I give you this chance. Hand over my sword, and I give you my word. I shall let you all go free.
And what of the city?
You have convinced me that I have no right to force upon others their will. They must choose to enter the fray of their own volition, or they are merely levies that will never turn the tide of the battle. I shall free Elturel too. I shall release it from its chains. Those who are dead, their time has already passed. But those who yet live can return to a semblance of their former lives.
I nod and look to who's holding the sword right now? Beamer?
Gorm has it,
Gorm.
but I'll make an insight check.
Okay, go ahead.
All right,
I ask that you choose redemption, not condemnation.
Wait, didn't
You have
they-
advantage, by the way.
Yes.
Tim?
So Gorham's still holding the sword. I thought it. Maybe I missed something, but I thought it flashed and whatever when she approached.
Oh, it did. It did. It has. It's glowing like Sting. It's a bright light blue glow, a peaceful, pure, but still fierce radiation.
Okay.
I think Shen needs a higher insight check.
Maybe that could be. It could be better. Would anyone like to add +5 to that? Anyway.
No, I'm a trusting individual now.
No, good call. You have faith, even in the faithless. Gorham, you will notice. You will probably believe her. By now, you should understand the nature of devils. Devils make contracts, and when they give their word, they mean it. Usually, they have some kind of underlying manipulation, and perhaps there's one here that you can't see. But the proposal was simple enough. Hand over the sword. Those who yet live in Elturel and Elturel itself and you shall be returned to the prime material. Pretty simple, not very detailed, but pretty simple. Shen. Yeah, she does seem to be quite genuine. This battle is not going well for them, and it may be that the demons will win. And what a humiliation that would be. So perhaps it's in her interest to just cut the fucking thing free, kill several birds with one stone, admit that it was some level of defeat, but very few generals win every single battle that they fight. It's only natural to lose a few every now and then. So she might be better off cutting her losses. But more than that, you don't just take the insight of Zariel, but also of Lulu. And this doesn't satisfy Lulu at all. Lulu doesn't even really seem to care about Elturel. She cares about her friend. She cares about her friend. And this doesn't redeem Zariel. This just lets her off the hook. This just lets everyone off the hook. This is bullshit. Lulu is not happy at all.
I'd like to ask Lulu if you have anything to say to your friend.
Zariel, choose the path of redemption. Come back. Take your sword and remember who you were, who we were. Think of all the good that you've done.
You say.
Think of all the good you can do.
You say that good is weakness, but you have no idea what your small friend here has gone through for the sake of you. Losing her memories, having those memories poked and prodded and torn from her mind.
Losing them again.
Facing untold horrors in a greatly weakened form. All for the sake of you. Give it a chance. See if she knows there's something in you that perhaps even you may not recognize.
She reaches out for this. Yeah, keep going.
I'm going to... I don't know, like... Can I try and do a persuasion check?
You can.
I will try to help.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
We all just
I'm going
hold
to-
shoulders around Veeble as he's talking.
You sing Kumbaya?
I'm going to channel divinity.
We just let the lady do what she wants.
I move Billy behind us,
Hey.
so he's out of it.
Lean off me.
So that'll be 33.
Add a D4.
You should
Oh.
maybe make that a 35. No.
Oh!
No, you failed!
34. Not enough.
She reaches out, and as she does, the sword flares into light, and it casts her in a completely different light, blinding her the way she was blinded when she still wore blindfold over her eyes. Justice being blind after all. She reaches for the sword, but then stops. No, I cannot take it, she says. Think of the upheaval that would be caused. I have made contracts by the tens of thousands. These contracts are holding the multiverse in place. If I am removed, what happens in Avernus? Who will take over? Perhaps it would be worse for the multiverse.
Did you want a list of who would take over? There are plenty who would want to take your.
I have a suggestion. I think that all of us here have chosen a new path, and we all remember a fragment of the people that we were before. I think perhaps our redemption lies in taking over your mantle down here.
It would corrupt you all, and you will become as I am, fallen.
Better us than you. We have been there before, and we found our way back one. We offer you the same.
Yes.
She,
I fear that it is the only way.
she looks at each of you and seems meek for a moment, but then stands tall and strong, defiant, as she always has been, both as Archdevil and as Archangel. Her hand trembles as she reaches towards the gleaming hilt of this ancestral blade, and her fingers brush against it, and it seems to burn her as it does. There's genuine pain that stretches across her grimaced face. But she grips it more tightly and gasps in agony and speaks an oath. And through those tears of confusion and sorrow, joy begins to dawn. I, Zariel, supplicate myself before the holy light of justice. If justice should accept me, I vow to take up this blade once more in the service of good. And the Archdevil's words hang in the air for a moment. There is nothing but silence, as if the blood war itself comes to a grinding halt. And she gazes upward beyond the burning sky, in a kind of agony, kind of uncertainty. And then she's bathed in a brilliant wash of radiant light as these fiery clouds part. And far above you, through the astral sea, through the eternal space in between, a light shines all the way from Mount Celestia, gleaming down upon all of you. You are all caught up in the brilliant wash of radiant light. Her fiery halo disappears, and feathers burst anew, white and pure, on her wings. All of those diabolical features vanish. Her angelic form is restored, and she takes up her blindfold again and covers her eyes from the sight. Lulu triumphs in delight and joy at the sight of this celestial transformation. And she trumpets unto the heavens, Hallelujah.
Welcome back.
So, are you like you again?
Yes, and we have much work to do. Come now. And one by one, she severs each of the chains that bind Elturel to this world, and it begins to float back up towards its natural place in the mortal realm. I think I've dropped. No? Still here?
No, still here.
You're good.
And she flies high into this city that flies up even as the devils and the demons try to take back this vanishing prize. And she strikes the companion with her blade, and it frees the captive within. I am sorry, for I have done you much wrong. But the companion merely embraces her. All is forgiven. And the celestial that she bound within this device to create the curse forgives her immediately. And together we defend Elturel from those who would seek to assault it. As slowly, the city rises up into the heavens and beyond, into the astral sea, and towards the place it is meant to be, in Faerun. The city flies through the skies of Avernus, through the burning sky, into the deep space of the astral, and slowly, over the course of several days, makes its way higher and higher through this wondrous space before it finally emerges through the earth, comes through the depths of the Underdark, and higher and higher and higher, before replacing itself where it once stood, on the edge of the river Kyontha, which is like a golden road that stretches from Elturel down to Baldur's Gate and onto the sea beyond. And you smell a familiar scent, long lost, the smell of dew, of morning air, and it blows away all memories of brimstone, of smoke, and the rot that still clings to the stones of Elturel. People start to slowly make their way out from their hiding places, predominantly the great cathedral, stand in the light of this world once again. And they fall to their knees when they see Zariel, where she stands, sword in hand, and the planetar that we freed, who kneels before the former Archduke of Hell as well. This dark chapter has at last come to an end, she tells the people, and it is a brighter day than I could have ever hoped for. My friends, these are the people that we have to thank. She turns towards all of you. Your selflessness shall live on in my memory forever. And in my memory as well, Lulu says with a laugh. You have made an enemy of Asmodeus today, she tells you all. We have that in common now. I bless you, I wish you strength and good fortune, and I offer you my eternal friendship. If you should ever have need of my power, she pulls forth feathers from her own wings and gives one to each of you, should you accept it. Invoke my name, and I will always come to your aid.
Thank you.
bow my head in reverence.
Corum will give her a deep
I'll look at
bow.
the feather and then I'll be like, I was expecting
People
some
will
gold
lose
at least, but sure. Just pocket it.
I'll accept the feather with reverence.
I'll accept it as a precious treasure.
Veeble is gonna go make a trip.
Where are you going?
Find a friend.
Okay.
And he is going to the graveyard to find Gideon Lightwood.
Hmm. All right. You stand beside the grave of a man whose soul belonged to Lathander, and then to Zariel, one who shared her passion for bringing law to a chaotic world.
Fuck. He didn't return. There's no sign of him around here other than the empty grave, I'm assuming.
The grave isn't empty. The grave has been filled back in again.
Alrighty then.
So, are we going back to hell?
No, I don't think so. I think that or maybe we will.
That was part of our agreement, is that we would stay there and help.
Our fight is not done yet.
Well, you boys have fun with that. I'm gonna, get a drink at the bar.
I wish you well in your life, Billy. May you find peace.
It was nice knowing you.
It's been.
Fuck yes! Gotta go find motorcycle, like turn it to like clean energy, run on magic instead of souls.
Tiny little spell jamming bikes.
Yep.
Yeah. Why do we have bikes so we can literally fly?
Because they're fucking
Ooh.
awesome.
And your wings
Because
are tired.
then we can accelerate at people at ridiculous speeds, hit our wings to fly up, and then ram the bikes into them and just use them as ballistic fucking missiles.
Sounds good.
What the fuck is Rhea's reaction to seeing us?
Pure delight and awe, bordering on worship, inspiration. She will found an order in your name.
Hell's Angels?
Much better than the Hell Riders.
I think that's like an awesome thing for us to do too. Because instead of us going down there and taking like the new devils, just be like celestial beings who maintain the order, make sure one side doesn't get more powerful than the other.
Well,
Yeah, you're not going down there
Force.
with vengeance in your heart, but rather as a kind of peacekeeping observational force. You're the Blue Helmets.
We're the UN.
Yes, you are.
peacekeeping
That's right.
until we figure out the pit of Shumrath is filled with oil.
Very sad.
Oil. That's what the motorcycles run on. Way cleaner than souls.
Exactly. I mean, like polluting the environment of hell. Like that's not even a thing, is it?
But yeah, we'll go back down. We'll help keep the balance between the within the blood war and save whoever we
keep
can.
spurring up the blood war so they kill each other instead of spilling over to the rest of the universe.
Because they're each other's fitting punishment.
Yes.
And we'll seek out, try and find any of the additional souls from Elturel that are still trapped down there, as well as anyone else we can redeem and save.
But first, I think we need to go kill Tiamat.
I mean,
Or at least Tiamat's champion.
I think Arkan will be surprised to see us again.
I'm still not sure whether or not we can handle that. Like, he had a lot of fucking dragons.
Yeah, we're only 12th level.
I guess we'll gather our strength down here. We'll grow more powerful and more powerful.
Yep.
When we find that we can challenge Tiamat and her army, we will.
That'll be the epilogue.
Although before I join you down there to help maintain the balance, I'll be wanting to return to Mastika and fulfill my goal I had since the start to kill the Jaguar Lord and liberate my tribe.
Bebo will smile and offer to join him on that.
I will graciously accept your help.
Well, even though I'm lawful good, I still can't turn down a good fight.
Well,
I'll
Jaguar
go with
Lords
you
are
too.
supposed to be demigods, so it ought to be a decent fight.
Well, if anyone can take down a demigod, it's fucking us.
Plain touched.
Yeah, we killed a demon prince after all, so...
That was when you were still mortals. It wasn't even that, you know. Yeah.
Only one person died, and look at him. Look what happened.
Exactly.
Look at me.
Got back up again like half a minute later.
Yeah,
He got better.
he got better.
I have these kick-ass wings now.
It's only death. It wasn't permanent.
Yeah.
And
Brain death
Candace would
occurred
like to
way
go
before
talk to
his death.
Mahad.
I see. That's how those barbarians work. Is they're that's the trick, Captain. I'm always
I'm always dead.
I'm always dead.
Yeah, you can go and talk to Mahadi if you wish.
Alright, I will see if I can get his assistance in tracking down 2 special souls.
It is very hard to find them. They are traded back and forwards across the lower planes. But it is not outside of my capability.
Cool, she'll ask him if he can help her find the coins that her parents returned.
Of course. But, you know, after your transformation, I fear that there may be very little that you can do for me.
She said I can at least free them.
But what can you do for me that I should help you?
She
I
used
will smite you in your place.
he used to be a friend of Zariel too, right?
I am always friends with everybody. I am now. Sorry.
That was more out of character because I knew Lulu had said that he was of her.
Yeah, about that, Lulu. He was the guy who sprayed Lulu with the Styx water in the first place.
Okay, yeah, fuck that douche.
Yeah, he's a seedy, shady dude, but he does deals and he does them better than anyone else. And so he's like, he's obviously not the Archduke of Hell of Avernus, but he's Asmodeus's personal agent. And them Archdukes of Hell, you can't trust them. Sometimes you've got to have an insider that you can really rely on, and that's. So he says, like, he's happy to do this. He's happy to souls if they exist. but he can't imagine that there's anything that you offer him or that you would offer him.
The ability to raise someone from the dead for him?
Asmodeus can already do that.
A favor from the new Duke of Hell?
Oh, who will that be? Will it be Bell? Will it be Tiamat? Will it be someone else entirely?
I'll be us in everything but name.
You think that you believe that the devils will serve you?
Well, I feel like a better way to go about things would be to, let whoever's going to take the reins, and let ourselves remain as an independent force within Avernus to just undermine people constantly and prevent them from getting too powerful.
How about I offer to trade him a decanter of endless water from the material?
It is a very nice gift, but here in Infernal Rapture, we have everything that we could ever desire.
It's funny, he didn't have that before.
In Infernal Rapture, that's where they got the
Oh, that's right.
That's where they've got
I never went in there.
They have giant hamsters, giant space hamsters on the menu.
Totally. Like there's nothing they can't. They got champagne from the Champagne region of France.
Whoa.
I pull out the feather.
Oh no.
This is something that I think will be a collector's item that only increases in value throughout the eons. Yes.
So, once I get the coins, we can trade.
He snaps his fingers and the box appears. And I thought you would never ask.
Has he had them the whole fucking time?
Of course he's had them the whole time. He knows what you want.
Be right back, guys.
Yep. Then she would trade the feather for the freedom of her parents.
Zariel will believe this is a fair trade.
And destroy the coins, thus freeing the souls, if I remember right.
That's right. And now they have a chance to exit the Great Wheel, the eternal cycle, and reincarnate afresh, their souls cleansed and new, to begin the cycle all over again. Reincarnation, the only way to get off the Great Wheel.
Alright.
Tilly would like to spend time praying and asking for forgiveness from Bahamut.
Bahamut forgives you, but it is not without penance. He's not one of those gods who just gives you a hug and says, "It's all right, my prodigal daughter." Instead, he sends you on an incredible quest that spans the plains. A 7-stage quest, one for each of the deadly sins that you must purify yourself of. So, what quest might that be? Here's one. Tiamat tried to manifest in Faerun famously quite recently, 10 or 20 years ago, in the Horde of the Dragon Queen. The rise of Tiamat was almost a reality, but not quite. Having failed to achieve that in Faerun, in Toril, one of the most important worlds in the multiverse, she's going for lesser worlds. She's got a bunch of prime materials ready to fall. It's your there are 7 worlds that you must save.
Sweet. I'll go on my pilgrimage.
And thus the 7 trials of Tilly begin.
This lonely kobold is the plaything of the two elder dragons.
Yeah. Everyone's got a favourite toy, right?
Mm-hmm. What's better than someone else's favorite toy?
My ex-boyfriend's favourite toy.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a divorce where like they're just claiming things out of spite. They don't really want them, but they don't want the other person to have them. I get the dog. No, I get the dog.
You hate the dog.
The dog.
Yeah, but you like the dog.
You never spend any time with the dog. You never spend any time with me. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so ends a grand epic tale. A tale of destruction, a tale of redemption. A tale that has come full circle. The end.
Yay!
Roll credits, play Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
That was a great ending.
That was
Awesome. Interesting.
That was awesome. When we were all just turning lawful good, like that was awesome. I feel like that's a fitting end. That must just be.
It's almost like the Power Rangers. All of a sudden, it's morphin' time. We're all morphin' to Celestial.
It's like we were just straight up assholes and terrible people throughout this entire journey. Now look at us.
Some less than others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chamali never straight up murdered anyone.
Right?
Chamali was always good.
Oh, I murdered people.
Yeah.
That guy we picked up and I threw in the furnace.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
To see if his soul could work in the engine.
But I now have resistance to 5 different things. Fire, cold, poison, necrotic, and rage.
Nice.
That was good. I'm planning on for the Dale's character I'm working on. I'm planning on picking up that exact feat. I mean,
The Infernal Constitution.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. That's such a good feat.
It's so good. It never came into play this campaign though. I never got hit with cold or poison.
Well, the +1 con's pretty nice. And it's
The
really
+1
hard to
con's
get that from a feat.
Yeah, I could have taken a resilient con though.
Can I ask what we missed out on by blackmailing the djinn?
Sure. Okay, so one of the chapters is called Path of Devils, one of the chapters is called Path of Demons, and the idea is that you do one but like they're fucking shit quests. And as I started, it occurred to me that you weren't going to do one or the other. You'd start one, hate it, and turn to the other just because this one sucked. And so instead I started including both. Like, you were on the path of devils, but you kept running into the path of demon stuff wherever you were going. Like, if you passed a path of demon side, I just included it. Like, for example, that bad fucking wizard that was just pointlessly pointless. You know, like, come and free me. We don't want to free you. Like, come and grab the electric stone that might electrocute you, and that just might work. I don't know if it will, but it might. Yeah, alright. Fucking 8d6 death damage later. Okay, that didn't work. I've got a quest for you. I want you to go and find a mirror that leads to Mephistopheles, the 8th Archduke of Hell, and he's going to send you on a quest that will help you betray Asmodeus. What the fuck, dude? Why? Why?
That would have been interesting, at least.
Potentially, but there's no
What is
real
our
point.
motivation?
Yeah, like what? Who? Why?
Like,
It's
I feel there's better ways you could organize the encounters, but it's going to take a lot of elbow grease.
yeah, absolutely.
You could take the same encounters, you could reorganize them to something better, but it's still going to be.
But the way it's presented is just like pathetic. There's no real beyond the railroad that you just okay. We've been given a quest by this person. We to or respect for. We're not going to really benefit from it, but we will take the quest just to keep the railroad going. That's pretty much the way every step of both Path of Demons and Path of Devils goes. So, to answer your question, ultimately, you're supposed to go and negotiate with Bell, the former Archduke of Avernus. But the Bell quest is just as bad as all the rest of them. The Bell, like you, you go into the Forge of Bell, and there's no battles or fighting or challenge or anything. You're just in his throne room. I guess you teleport there. I don't know. You're just suddenly there in his throne room, and he has these fire giants enslaved that he can release and attack you for no real reason, just because, like, I don't know.
He's a dick.
D&D. Yeah, he's a dick, that's right. And so he sends you on this quest. But his quest is just, as I said, bizarre. His quest is to... he gives you 8 pieces of adamantine, 8 adamantine rocks, and he tells you to go to Elturel and put them in the companion, because when you do so, it will release the companion. And that will embarrass Zariel. It's not going to get him his job back, but it'll be an embarrassment to Zariel. So, like, why don't you go and do it? But, like, surely he could have fucking done that already if he wanted to, right? I don't know. And ultimately, it's supposed to sort of set it up for a situation where you guys can choose to get Bell to be Archduke of Hell again instead of Zariel. I don't know. It's none of the other modules don't make as much sense to me